Let's look at the elbow for the first technique. Now, you want to hit with the hard part of the elbow here. In the typical karate, taekwondo type of art, the fist is tight, and we hit and we pull back. That's that kind of energy. Now, we don't have that energy so much here in the Junfan kickboxing. What we're trying to do is more of the Thai boxing type of elbow. Now, if you're practicing Jeet Kune, it may be in your matrix that we talked about in the last tape that you've used some Thai boxing. But once you put it into your individual expression in Jeet Kune, forget that it's Thai boxing. That's a word that has the limitations of the art that you used to service. Now you're JKD. That's beyond any specific art. So now my elbow is simply what works for me. And in this case, it may resemble an art, but it has nothing to do with that art. So here we go. The elbow comes across like this. We're nice and relaxed as we throw it. The forward hand, the forward part of the hand here is just relaxed. We just shoot it across. It's the same as we throw our right cross, just like that, except we're hitting with the elbow, hitting with the elbow. Now remember that in the right cross in tape number 1, it was important to keep your elbow in and down. And now we're going to throw this elbow technique, but putting the elbow up. You want to make sure that you're not throwing your right cross with your elbow up, but rather you're throwing your cross down and the elbow up. And at this point, we're looking solely at the elbow, but I wanted to make sure that you understood the difference in the two. The same mechanics relate to the shoulder coming in and the hip coming in, and that's when you can drive some power. And once again, when we were looking at those fundamental techniques, we found that we could step forward with the body, we could torque and drop the body weight down, and that's what we're going to do with this elbow. So to get our power, we take this elbow stepping out and twisting and down, out and twisting and down, out and twisting and down. And you can see that the shoulder's going into it. You can see that the hip's going into it. You can see that the body weight is dropping to give you that power, just like that, just like that. Now I'm letting my hand just hit just for the effect, but I'm just hitting out like this and back, out like that and back. Now this first technique is just going straight across with my elbow in that manner. This time, let's look at the elbow technique against the focus pad. Ian, if you'll bring the focus pad in, I'll put it up here, and you take a left lead, and we're just going to try this. First of all, let's see how a karate practitioner would typically throw it, making a hard fist and a cross and back. Now, you can see you get maximum power, okay, and you see how the body weight is coming in, and the knees are being dropped here, and the arm is locking out. Okay. Now, the problem with that is you don't have a follow-up technique. Remember that in a lot of the stand-up arts, the karate, the taekwondo, what we're really doing is throwing the technique and that's it. It's one shot and the fight should be over. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. So what we've done here is we've tightened the technique up so we get more of a snap. Hit it. And he's kind of reaching that time. Hit. And then pull back. Okay, and see if you can get that right knee to come over and drop just a little bit more to give you more power with your technique. 1. That's better. And 2. And 3. Okay, and this left hand can be kept up a little bit higher as we're striking with that. 1. And 2. And be sure to pull it back quickly. That's an important part of it. 1. And 2. And 3. Okay, and that's the basic elbow strike that we would use in our method here. In addition to our basic elbow strike here, we can use that elbow off the forward side by twisting like this. A lot of times you'll be in close to the opponent and you want to twist off the forward side. It's a lot like our hooking punch in that we want to, again, twist the hips, twist the shoulder, get the body weight in on it. So we're just going to strike across like that. This left hand comes up for protection. The right elbow comes up and you're just hitting across like that. The shoulder's up for protection. You want to quickly come back and cover the ribs. So On this forward elbow, we're just coming up and across like that. Up and across with it. Up and across. Up and across. Now remember, there are different ways to throw the elbow. Ultimately, you have to find out what type of elbow technique works for you. It's important to be able to throw it correctly, but it's more important to be able to hit the person with it. So that's what we're doing, coming across and hitting. Now, one other variation that I want to go ahead and show you is sometimes referred to as a down elbow. We come more down on the opponent as opposed to straight across like this. So we come up and down on the elbow. We're just dropping our weight. And you can actually get more body weight on this since you're dropping down like that. Dropping down on the technique. Dropping down. So at this point, we can throw our regular elbow, our forward elbow, and our down elbow. And a 1, 2, and 3. Now notice the position for the hips. And 1, we twist in. And 2, we torque back. And 3, we come down. And 1, and 2, and 3. And from fighting position, and 1, and 2, and 3. And from fighting position, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Okay, 1, full speed. Okay, the down elbow, slow speed. Full speed. The fundamentals of the elbow strikes are very similar to the jab, cross, hook that we'd already worked on. Ian, come on out here, and let's get you to try some of these techniques. And now, first of all, let's try that forward elbow strike. Now, on the forward elbow strike, I want to see your hip turn into it. I want to see the hand back in nice and relaxed. Ready? And 1, and 2, and 3. Now, notice that his hip's coming straight around, his hand's coming back to protect his ribs quickly, and also a little bit more hip into it and knee into it this time. Ready? 1, and 2, good, and 3. Terrific. Let's try the down elbow this time. On the down elbow, that'll be out in front of us, and you want to come across, and 1, that's it, a little bit too far away, and 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and turn this knee forward a little bit more and get that left hip into it a little bit more. Ready? And 1, that's it, and pull back quickly, and 2, that's it. Let's turn this around, and 3. All right, this time we're going to try some combinations. So we'll start out with the reverse elbow, the forward elbow, and the down elbow. Let's do that again nice and slow. We're going to start out with the reverse, and notice that as he does the reverse, just hold it out there. Okay, he's in just a terrific position to throw this forward elbow. So I'll put the focus pad up, and he'll hit, and now he's ready to come down with the reverse elbow, the down elbow. Here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, and 3. Let's try it again. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try it again. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. All right, this time, Ian, let's try it real fast. So 1, 2, 3, just like that. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's try it again. Here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Good job. And that's how we train for these elbow strikes.